What's up, everybody? Welcome. Welcome to this Tuesday night Buffalo Bills 7-round mock draft simulations. We're going to give it just a second for people to be able to come in. I just tweeted it out from my account. I should probably also retweet it from the Locked On Bills Twitter account. So let me do that. Very excited to do this. I honestly have not done. This is going to be the first time I've done a Bills mock draft simulation. Believe it or not. I've not done any yet this year. Hold on, I'm hitting that retweet button here. All right. Make sure I got the chat up so I can engage with you guys. Oh, yeah, you guys are filling it up. Awesome. Welcome, Eric, Khalil, Peter. This is moving fast. Bub, what's up, dude? Sean, Tom, Jeffrey, Tony, Chris. Good to see you, dude. The Hitman, Kyle, Tuttle, Colin, Jeff, Justin, Charles, Tom, Nathan, Jake. Filling up. Peter, what's up? Kara. Kara's pumped to be here. I'm pumped to be here. Thank you for your kind words. Justin, you've done 500 mock drafts. Look, we got Tony. Look at this. Let's see if I can do all this stuff. Tony, I got to get that thing out of the way where it has my name. Hold on a second. Goodbye. Tony is streaming from North Dakota. I'm guessing a big fan of Cody Mock. Love that. Jorge, my guy. You don't have a thing to worry about. You know I'm not picking a defensive tackle with sub 31-inch arms. No chance. Welcome to Mandy. Mandy's local here in Cabarrus County, where I'm at, North Carolina. Jeffrey's been doing mocks all week. I have not. Niagara Falls is here. Charles did 3 during the intro. Okay, this is going to be really fun. Y'all are in here. Y'all came in here to see me do some mock draft simulations. So let's do it. My objective here is I want to use a lot of the different simulators. So I want to use ESPN's, PFN. Who else has got one? PFF, the Draft Network, just to give us some different looks and all that type of stuff. Look at this. Will from Phoenix. We got Rochester. Speaking of Rochester, very excited that the Bills are going to be back at St. John Fisher. And I hope to get out there. I had a really good time. I keep on trying to click these. There we go. Rochester. There it is. Had a good time there for my first ever trip to Rochester last year for Bills camp. Hope to get back up there this year for at least a few days. This is going to be hard because I want to read the chat, but I got to do the mock draft. So, thank you for all the kind words in the chat. You guys are here to see some mock drafts. Let's do some mock drafts. I got to take this chat off. We can't keep that on there. Give me a second here. All right. That's going away. Albemarle. Look at that. Sean from Albemarle. I got the only speeding ticket I've ever gotten in my life happened in Albemarle, North Carolina. So that's what I think about that town. Just trying to get away from some 18-wheelers. There's a 35, right? 35-mile-an-hour zone. I was sandwiched in between a bunch of 18-wheelers. Made kind of an aggressive move to get out of there. Sped up a little bit. Cop was waiting for me. Busted me. This is the only speeding ticket I ever got. Asheville, North Carolina. Look, they got the North Carolina people. All right, I'm going to do the mock drafts. I'm sorry. I'm just having fun in the chat here. Maybe I should go live more often because this is really cool already. We haven't even gotten started. All right, so this first one here comes from ESPN. And is it showing up okay? You guys see it all right? I probably should not have done what I just did. Let me reload this page. Make sure it shows up good for everybody here on the stream. All right, we're going to be the Bills, of course. We'll go fast. We'll go 7 rounds. Load the draft. Hopefully you guys have seen my horizontal board and you kind of have an idea for the way I feel about this class and have an idea of what I'm going to do with these picks. So here we go. We'll start the draft. Fast is sort of fast, but not too fast, I see. Pretty expected picks here early. There's Bijan Robinson off the board. All right, we're on the board here. Number 27. This is what's available to us. These are the best available players according to Pro Football Focus. I'm going to sort it by position. Let's look at the defensive tackles. We got Mozzie Smith, Brian Brzee, Keanu Benton. Lots of players I like there. Is that Jack Campbell guy there? Yep, Jack Campbell's there. Is there an edge rusher? No, we're not taking any of those edge rushers for sure. Is there a wide receiver? No, we're not taking any of those receivers. I think even the biggest fan of the Bills drafting a wide receiver in the first round wouldn't want me to pick one of these guys. So I'm looking at defensive tackle and linebacker. And now look, there's several defensive tackles I like. Mozzie Smith, Brian Brzee, Keanu Benton. I could live with Gervin Dexter in the second round. Let's just go ahead and get it going with Jack Campbell here for this first pick and see what it looks like. I promise you this, I will not pick Jack Campbell every time. All right? I promise you I won't. So for this one right here to get us started, we'll go with Jack Campbell. But for the future ones here, we will not do that. And I'm hoping to get a defensive tackle here in this next pick. We'll look at the wide receivers. We'll look at the tight ends. So this is the best available. Oh, Keanu Benton's right there. I got him graded as a player I'd be fine with in the first round. Here he is at 59. How do I not pick him? You guys are going to yell at me because I know everybody wants offense, right? Offense, offense, offense. I hear you. I just don't feel like the needs are as big on offense. And I certainly haven't seen the value on offense quite yet to this point. Look at that. Joe, right here, speaking my language. Go Benton. Oh, Grant Turner wants defense too. Love that. Oh, Bob's in on Benton. Okay. A lot of love for Benton. Let's make him the pick. Keanu Benton the pick here. We're drafting him. Coming up in the third round. Will there be a receiver or a tight end that I like? Maybe. Maybe there'll be an edge rusher. We'll go defense 3 picks in a row. We'll really get this thing off to a hot start. Here goes all the linebackers. We don't need a linebacker. We got Jack Campbell now. We're good. All right. So this is the best available players. Luke Schoonmaker's interesting. I think he's a really nice target for that tight end 2 role. And they're drying up pretty quick here. So I might have to take Schoonmaker here. Let's take a gander at the receivers. Totally fine waiting on those receivers. Any edge rushers? Oh, yeah, we got edge rushers that I like still we can wait on. All right, I think we got to get the tight end because I think if we don't get the tight end here, we're not going to get one that matters. So Luke Schoonmaker coming in, tight end 2, more 12 personnel. Let's have fun. Got to get back to the chat here. Ika. Nick says Ika. Siaki Ika. That is a not for me player. That is a not for me player for sure. Yeah, Peter knows what's up right here. Look at this. The wrestling background in Keanu Benton. You know that's going to be hard to pass up. Plus a Wisconsin player that I think this is a fun fact about Keanu Benton. He's going to be the first player from his high school in 30 years. He was the first player in his high school in 30 years to play Division I sports. Not football, sports. So they didn't have like a lacrosse player or nothing. I think they're going to like that. All right, we got to get back to this mock draft simulation. What are you guys thinking? What are we thinking here? Receiver, offensive line. Tank Bigsby feels like good value here at 130. I like Braden Daniels a ton. Let's go to these receivers. Charlie Jones is a player I like, slot receiver. No, Parker Washington has some fans. I'll tell you what, I'm worried about not picking a receiver here because if we wait, you're starting to get into some pretty uninspiring guys. Let's go with Charlie Jones. If you want to get excited about Charlie Jones, watch him play against Syracuse. I mean, he destroyed Syracuse like nothing else I've ever seen. Look at that. Robert was in on Charlie Jones. Love that. Bub, this is a good take. I like Trey Tucker out of Cincinnati. I think if you want to get excited about like a small receiver, this is one that's worth your time. I know that Tank Dell has a lot of fans. I'd rather get Trey Tucker in the 5th round than Tank Dell in the 3rd. I'll be honest with you. All right, so we got to get back here. Oh, Tank Bigsby's still on the board. Eric Gray, another good running back. You know, Chandler Zavala has a lot of fans. Christopher Smith. Israel Abanakanda's out there. Marte Mapu is there. Look at this. We got good players available. Brandon Hill is a player that I low-key think the Bills are going to draft on day 3. Lots of players left here that I like. Let's see what the best value is, though. Is the best value really going to be Tank Bigsby? What are you guys thinking? Fill up the chat here. What do you guys want me to do? Zavala? Izzy? Wow. Yeah, Tank Bigsby. You guys thinking running back? Anthony Marino. What's up, dude? Anthony, I'll tell you what. I'm going to extend an invitation to you. If you are available, I'm going to send you a link. Come in and do a simulation with me. Shoot me a DM on Twitter if that's the case. I'll send you a link. You can get in here if you can. If you can't do it, no problem. Seeing some love for running backs. All right, I'm with you. I think the value isn't a running back. That's crazy to me. Is it? Let's see which ones are available. Tank Bigsby. No, Israel Abanakanda is better. I'm going Israel Abanakanda. 5'11", 215, has some power, really explosive. I like him better than Tank Bigsby, to be honest with you. I think he's got more explosiveness. Oh, Anthony can jump in. Okay, I got to send him a link. What's fun about inviting Anthony in, because Anthony does simulations all the time, and I always hate him. I always hate his mock drafts. So this will be fun to do one with him live. He's good people. Give me a second here. I got to make sure I don't mess this up. Invite guests. Nobody can see what I'm doing, so narrating it's probably not that interesting for you. You guys are going to learn that I'm a pretty scatterbrained person here. I go live, I'm going to expose myself as a person. All right. There it is, Anthony. Hop in when you can, sir. Get back to this. What is my opinion on Sean Tucker? This is a good question. I know that there's a lot of Syracuse fans out there. See, look at this. I'm clicking the wrong things. The chat is moving fast. I don't think it's really my fault. What is my opinion on Sean Tucker? I like Sean Tucker. Syracuse. I like him as a day 3 player. Explosive. He didn't have the year I wanted him to have this year. I think he's got okay vision, but like his one cut and go is really good. So if you want to run a lot of zone concepts, I think he'd be a good fit. I wish he brought more in the passing game. He's not really proven himself as a receiver a little bit more this year, but I still think he's kind of shaky. The pass pro's not there. High character guy. I think his best football might be ahead of him, and that's kind of crazy for a guy that like broke the Syracuse rushing record. But I think his best football is ahead of him, to be honest with you. All right, here we go. We got to get back to this mock draft. Did I actually pick the running back? I did. Okay. So these are the best available players. I'm going to pick Brandon Hill right here, a safety out of Pittsburgh. Like predictively, if you made me like guess a player that the Bills are going to draft on day 3, I would guess Brandon Hill out of Pittsburgh, who is athletic. He has good size. Comes from that Pitt program, and the Bills have really enjoyed drafting Pitt DBs, whether it's Dane Jackson or DeMar Hamlin. And we've heard Sean McDermott say nice things about Pat Narduzzi, their coach there. And so I think Brandon Hill might be that next Pitt to Buffalo day 3 defensive back. Who's a Kyle Crabb's favorite? Who does he like? Is it Bub? Let me know who he likes. Is that Brandon Hill as well? You think I would know? So there it is. We've done one mock draft simulation. Brandon Hill, thanks, Bub. Let's see what I did. Jack Campbell, Keanu Benton, Luke Schoonmaker, Charlie Jones, Israel Abanakanda, Brandon Hill. This is what I would love to see in the chat. Let me know. Would you take this right now? Would you take this right now? Or would you rather have whatever Brandon Beane does? I would take this, to be honest with you. I'll take this one. Anthony's backstage here, putting on his headset. He's a little nervous, I can tell. He's smiling. All right, this is going to be fun. Oh, we're getting some no's. People don't like my mock draft, Anthony. So that's great. You're on deck. Oh, we got some yeses. We got some yes. Darlene loves it. Thank you. Oh, look at Patrick says Bean. All right, we got some Mr. Kyle says, I think we can do better. All right, well, we're not done. We're going to do a bunch of these tonight. I mean, I haven't done this. I really mean this when I say I've not done a single mock draft simulation yet. This is the first time I've done it. So this is exciting for me. And what's even more exciting is the unexpected surprise of Anthony Marino being in here with me. Oh boy. What's up, dude?
I'm so nervous right now. I mean, usually it's like I post something on Twitter, then you roast me. Now it's going to happen live in front of all these folks. I'm a nervous wreck. I'm not going to lie.
I could tell. Don't be nervous, man. I'm just probably not going to like it. That's how it goes.
Listen, someone has to show some respect for Bijan Robinson.
He's not getting there.
I know he's not getting there. The dream is it's over for me.
You want to know what team Bijan Robinson plays for? I can spoil it for you right now if you want.
I'm guessing you're going to say Washington, but
no.
What do you got?
Philly, and if they don't pick him, Tampa, 19. His floor is 19. His ceiling is Eagles at 10. And then his floor is the Bucks at 19. So he's not getting to 27.
It's been a fun ride, riling everybody up online.
It's been so good. It's been my favorite thing on Twitter for like the last month.
I'm glad I can entertain you.
What simulator you want to use? Dealer's choice, whatever one you want.
Oh my gosh, what have you used so far? I jumped on late, to be quite honest.
Not really that late. I've only done one, and I used ESPN's.
Okay. Want to use Pro Football Focus then?
If that's what you want, we'll load it up.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, wait. What does everyone see? It's just me and you. Okay. You got to give me. This is not like easy to navigate all this stuff. All right. I wanted to make sure I got to the page and all that before we did this. So here it is. Oh, nope. That didn't work out. Give me a second. There it is. That's what we like. Or should we? No, we should do this. All right. We'll do that. Okay. So we are in Pro Football Focus. We will be the Buffalo Bills. Oh, I have an account. Hold on. Oh man, you have to have a
password. This is
Hold on. I should probably stop. There we go. Give me 1 second here.
Shocking once I joined that everything went to hell.
Well, the problem is this browser doesn't have my account saved. Give me a second. I got to load up a new browser. Stop sharing this one. This is great for live. Everyone's probably like so thankful they tuned in to watch me fumble through loading up stuff.
So is this supposed to be who I'm going to pick? Are we going to?
Oh, no. Yeah, you're calling the shots, man. Or do you want to work together? What do you want to do?
Let's work together.
Okay. All right. So let me share my screen. I think I've done this correctly. PFF. No. This. Share. Look at that.
There you go.
Look at that. People thought I couldn't do it. The haters are furious. You know what? I am somebody who manufactures a lot of doubt for myself. You know what I mean? Like, even if it's not there and then I just do it and I make myself feel good. And this is an example of that. Okay. So we're working together here. We'll be the Bills. What is all this stuff here? Do you want to mess with any of this? Public versus PFF, care for, what is this stuff?
I don't know. I always just go with whatever is default. So,
okay. So we'll do that. Enter the draft. Is it showing up okay?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. You can see it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So what do? We hit start draft. This is the first time I've ever used this. I'm not kidding when I say that to you. Start the draft. All right. So now it goes, here's our pick. Anthony, we haven't talked, dude. Like, what's on your mind besides Bijan Robinson and the draft?
You know, it is funny, Joe, because I almost sent you a DM the other day because I was just going to be like, listen, talk me through this a bit. And I don't have the background you do, right? So when it comes to all of these pieces and you talk about prospects and what I feel like the Bills need, I mean, there's one thing when we talk about the need to replace Tremaine Edmonds, and I kind of put that off to the side. But from my eye of the difference between the 2022 season and what we saw in 21 and 20 was really the lack of Cole Beasley, right? And I found with the Bills offense last year, and whether it's because of Cole Beasley, the switch from Dable to Dorsey, whatever it may be, but on offense, they went away from what I call those layups, right? I mean, they third and Beasley for a reason. Just it's like, hey, it's 3rd and 6. You know, you've got someone that can get you 7-8 yards and kind of work out of the slot and pick apart the zone and get open and create separation and make that happen. And to me, that is the piece when it comes to who is the prospect that can do that best and fill that void for the Bills. And you might say to me, listen, you can get a guy that can do that does not have to be a first-round pick. And that's what I was going to ask you, because I just think when we talk about the Bills offense, that was the biggest subtraction that we saw from when they were humming in 20 and 21 to when they started to struggle a bit more. And I say struggle, right? Still one of the top offenses in all of football, but it just seemed like they were working a lot harder on offense. And again, missing some of those layups that they would have in the past.
I see people commenting that it was 2 rounds. I restarted it and went with 7 rounds. What you just described to me, Anthony, is that we need to pick Zay Flowers with this pick. And the last one we did was Jack Campbell. So I think there's 2 receivers I'd be happy with in the first round. One of them's Jackson Smith-Njigba. The other one's Zay Flowers.
I mean, Zay Flowers has been, at least I seem to think, the most popular name amongst Bills fans, right? JSN, I think people are resolved to the fact that he's not going to be an option at 27. Zay Flowers, right, coming from the ACC. So you certainly have seen him, right, from your previous roles and coverage of the conference and looking at them as players. I mean, do you look at it and think to yourself, this is a guy that's worth 27? I mean, we talk a lot about how many players have first-round grades, who would be a good fit, not knowing who else is on the board from what we can see at this time. I agree that that's probably the wide receiver that's the right fit, but is there somebody else along the defensive line that, you know, Sean McDermott is going to be drooling over? Is there one of the tight ends that you can say, listen, you know, you go 12 personnel, they can fill that void that you're talking about with Cole Beasley, and is someone like a Michael Mayer who's here on the screen a better prospect in what he can do for the offense than someone like Flowers? So I know you brought me on here to make the picks, and I'm asking you all these questions, and I think I just combined about 8 questions into 40 seconds there. So
yeah, I trust the Bills to use Zay Flowers more than I trust them to use Michael Mayer.
Okay.
And let's just do that. The last one, I don't know how many times I'm going to have the chance to draft Zay Flowers in one of these scenarios. So let's do a scenario where Zay Flowers is the pick.
While we scroll through, can I ask you a question? If you feel like you have to make a modest trade up to get a Zay Flowers,
yeah,
do you make that move?
I don't trade anything that requires me to part with a first, second, or third round pick.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm stingy, man.
No, I get that.
Stingy. I'm the worst. I would love to look at the defensive linemen available here as we're back on pick 59. Keanu Benton's, that's going to be tough for me to not pick. Edge rushers don't really stack up to me. Do we have one of these linebackers? That would be something else, huh? Are you nervous about linebacker or no?
I'm very nervous about linebacker. I just think back to that second half of the game against the Minnesota Vikings when Tremaine Edmonds went out and the Bills went from having a 17-point lead to all of a sudden feeling like obviously they lost the game, right? You kind of look back at that. And to me, you know, I understand that Sean McDermott, Brandon Beane, they'll talk about a Balin Spector or Terrell Bernard or Terrell Dodson and say like they have confidence in him. I mean, as a coach, that's what you should say. But to me, yeah, I'm nervous about it.
Well, I think we've missed our chance. So like what we've done here is we don't have a linebacker because to me it's Jack Campbell, Drew Sanders, or nothing.
Yep.
So I feel even more urgency to go to defensive tackle now, and I want to go with Keanu Benton. I
mean, you
him.
have to, right? I mean, I'd be surprised if he is there at 59 in reality. I mean, the fact that he's there for this, you got to jump on it.
Somebody asked a good question. Where did Jack Campbell get picked? So let's find out. Is there an easy way to find it? You just have to scroll?
I think you just have to scroll. I think
he wasn't there for us. Right there, 48. He went, good Lord. Just a couple. Well, that's about, what is that, 11 picks before the Bills?
11 picks.
All right.
But you can go from 59 to 48 for, what, a fourth-round pick? Maybe?
Yeah, if you want to. Yeah, you can. We didn't do that, though, so we have to live with that. Is there tight ends? So Schoonmaker, this is going to dry up quick at tight end. So if we want to do it, Schoonmaker, but I also don't want to do the same thing I do every time. And last time I picked Benton and Schoonmaker, and so I want to give a little bit more variety here.
What about on the offensive line? I know there's been some conversation that, you know, the Bills might not need to invest a high pick on the offensive line, although some fans, you know, definitely feel that they need to. I mean, I do think there's some decent value here in round 3. I mean, some of the names that pop up right there, Blake Freeland is one that seems to be popular as a 3rd round pick. Again, you talk about someone like Morris. Actually, here's an interesting question for you, because Andrew Voorhees is there on the list, and probably someone you can get in the 4th round. But right here's a guy that in essence it'll be a redshirt year for him. How much of an investment do you make in him and say, like, hey, here's a guy that would have been a 2nd round pick if he was healthy? What kind of an investment do you look to make in someone like Voorhees, or do you avoid it altogether?
I'd avoid him. He's got so many injuries. I think this is like maybe a 2nd or 3rd ACL tear. He's already older. I think he's already like 25. I think he's a scheme specific player, gap scheme type guy. I don't know if he has the athleticism the Bills are going to like. I like Braden Daniels though. I would say if we went O-line here, I would want it to be either Braden Daniels from Utah or Saldiveri from Old Dominion. I would lean Saldiveri.
Can we see which running backs are available?
Of course we can.
Just humor me.
Yeah, of course.
Because if Zach Charbonnet is available. No, okay.
Yeah. I wouldn't even fight you on Zach Charbonnet here, but where did he go? He surely went a lot higher than this, right? He's a good player. Wish there was an easy way to find these.
This makes for a great video. Yes. Joe and Anthony squinting at the screen, trying to find Zach Charbonnet and where he was drafted.
He went before pick 91. That's what we can tell you. I love Tajay Spears. Have you watched him yet?
You know what? I haven't.
Oh,
I don't catch a lot of Tulane games. Unfortunately.
Dude, you got to watch him play. He's so good. Somebody said Command F. That's not a bad idea. Zach Charbonnet. There it is. Pick 67. That's where he went. So that seems like great value for Denver at 67.
When you do talk about it, I do agree with you. I don't think trading up in round 1 is the play, but I think the opportunity to move up in round 2 or 3 is something I would like to see happen from the Bills on Friday night.
All right. So what are we doing with this pick? We have lots of running backs that I like. I mean, Abanacanda's there, Kendra Miller, Dwayne McBride, Tank Bigsby. Like I'm fine waiting there.
Yeah. I mean, how do you feel about offensive line or defensive end, actually?
I like that idea. Let's see what we have. Get these running backs out of the way.
Because this is a deep defensive end group.
Okay. Players I would draft here, I would think about Diaby, maybe Isaiah McGuire, but Diaby higher. I don't really like any of these other players. So I guess the point being is if we want to go with a defensive end, we should probably do it right now.
Let me ask a quick question on Andre Carter. And I know did not test well, right? Talk about the Army commitment. Couldn't put on the weight necessary because of the training and the commitments. Is it one of those things, is the team going to say, listen, though, if you can get this guy and we get him into camp, we can have our training staff, our strength and conditioning coaches work with him, that there's an upside there? Or is this a guy that we're going to see drop into day 3? No question.
I think he's going to be a day 3 pick. I mean, he was just eaten up at the Senior Bowl. And I feel like he's just one of those guys where like body transformation has to happen.
Okay.
And after seeing like Boogie and AJ constantly like add and shed weight, I don't have a big appetite for it.
Well, I think you have a spot for an edge player to make the roster, right? Because if Von Miller is going to start the season on PUP, and you want to get guys that are going to be able to contribute. Is there anybody here that you see worthy of pick 91?
Diaby's the guy I like.
All right, let's do it then.
Super athletic. All right, we're back up at 130. We've had conversations about offensive line. Let's see if any of those guys are still there. Braden Daniels is still there. That's going to be tough for me to not pick. I'll be honest with you.
Talk to me about your thoughts on Juice Scruggs. And that's a guy that I see in some simulators is like a 6th round pick and others is a 3rd round pick.
I see him as a late day 3 guy.
Okay. Because he's all over the place. What about Zach Kuntz, the tight end from Old Dominion? He's super athletic.
Yeah, he's intriguing. If you draft him, then I think you're going to commit to playing Dawson more in line, where I feel like I want more of a player that can play in line and free up Dawson more. So like the Payne Durhams and we can wait on that.
Okay.
I think if we want to go offensive lineman, Braden Daniels to me is the play. Guard tackle versatility, good athleticism. productive starter. Utah plays a lot of NFL concepts. I feel good about the translatability there.
Let's do it then.
You like it? All right.
Yeah.
We shall. All right. Oh, Mapu's here. He's fun. I don't know if he could play Mike though, but he's fun.
Stock is rising though, right?
Yeah, I think he goes before the 5th round. I think he's a top 100 pick.
Okay.
We haven't done a running back. There's still, I mean, you still have Kenny McIntosh, Izzy Abanikanda, Sean Tucker still available. Let's look at these tight ends as well. Kuntz, Durham's there. This is our 5th round pick.
I mean, I certainly feel like they need to do something at tight end. I understand what you were saying before, not to do the 3rd round again. That would have been redundant from the time beforehand, but it just seems like it's such a deep class that some talent is going to drop this year. I understand what you were saying about Kuntz, right? And looking at that. And now the question, well, I guess when you get to this point, right, when you're in the 5th round, you don't pick again until 205. No guarantee that Payne Durham will be there. That's the type of player that you're looking for, but could be worth a shot.
All right, so your call. I'm Zach Kuntz if you want the upside receiving play, Payne Durham if you want the more traditional inline player that frees up Dawson more. I'm fine with either one.
I would say go with Kuntz. I mean, at least from what was an RAS score, like 9.89, something crazy like that. And
he's crazy, yeah.
You think about getting someone with that athleticism in round 5, got to do it.
Is there a way that we can look and see the players that we've already drafted? Like just the Bills picks?
I do not know.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Joe, I'm contractually obligated that we draft a running back.
Okay. Yeah. Well, this will be the spot. Let's see who's there. Do you like these players?
No, I don't.
Oh, no.
I guess maybe pull up the fullbacks. Any fullbacks?
Oh, no.
I'm kidding.
They just paid Gilliam, right?
Yeah,
and
they did.
I guess.
No, that was just me making a joke, but there is nobody here that I see. I was hoping to see a Sean Tucker fall that far, one of the other names that we had discussed beforehand. I mean, at this point, too, every time I go through a mock draft and I get to the 6th round, it's like I'm splitting hairs, right? I mean, if there's someone that you like and see from a special teams contributor or a small school guy, that's what I usually end up looking for, but it's by that point, I pretty much know that you would have hated my mock draft and just start over. So
I like Chamari Connor here out of Virginia Tech, hybrid safety slot player. The Bills have done some work on him. I think they'll like him. I think he'll be a good special teams player. I think he's rosterable, and so we'll pick him.
Let's do it.
Is that all the picks, or is there more?
That's it.
So what happens? They grade our draft?
Yeah, we're going to get graded.
Every time I see a screenshot on Twitter, it's always bad. Oh, a B-. That might be like the best grade I've ever seen. PFF.
Yeah, we got a D+.
Hey, listen. We're running thin on edge rushers, and I like him as a toolsy upside play.
See, this was all part of my plan with us doing it together. This way you can't roast me.
I like this. I like it. I like the first one I did. I like better, but there's nothing to be mad about here.
Well, and I think you know what's going to happen, right? Thursday night's going to come. Whatever the Bills do, fans will overreact because it won't be the position that we thought they needed or the guy that was there. And you realize there's a few rounds left to take place, and still a lot of talent there. But Zay Flowers in round 1, I think a lot of fans would be happy with that.
Awesome.
Trade back from 27. That's what everybody wants to trade back. I don't know who's going to be willing to trade up.
Well, the beauty of a mock draft simulator is I don't really have to rely on that, right? I just have to fill it up so that it's a worthy deal and somebody will take it, right? So,
yeah.
Dude, I appreciate you hopping in here, man. This was impromptu. It was fun. We collaborated. I liked it. Big dubs.
It was good. I hope things continue to go well, and thanks for having me on.
All right, dude.
All right,
Anthony Marino, Buffalo Rumblings. Not related to him. See you, man.
Later.
All right, folks. We're back. Ready to do another one of these things. I like the idea of doing some trades. We'll do some trades in this next one. But that's, Bob, you're funny. What's the best one for trades? What's the simulator that people like to use for trades? Tell me. Fill up the chat so I go to that one and do the best one. Do you want to trade up or down? Trader Joe. Wow. My wife goes there a lot and brings home many baskets full of things. I would agree. I agree with that. I think that's a good take. I think it's a very good take. All right. A lot of PFF, a lot of people are saying PFF is good for trades. So we'll roll with that. I see a lot of different options here, but we're already in PFF, so we'll use that. All right. So we got to go to a new mock draft. 7 rounds. We'll just move things around for the heck of it. Enter the draft. All right. So hold on a second. We want to trade down. People want to trade down, trade up, both up and down. All right. I am probably more willing to trade back than up. So let's do that. Especially with these. Well, there's Zay Flowers on the board again. Mozzie Smith. Let's move back. All right. So we go to trade here. People offered me trade. How do I look at the trades that people offered me? It says there's 3 of them. I'm very raw at this, as you can tell. I feel like I want to be able to see these offers. How do I see them? I'm clicking on it. Draft the player, analysis, trade. If anybody has any magic ideas in the chat, tell me how I can look at these trade offers. Click on the down arrow. I don't see a down arrow. Just clicking on trade. No, it's not picking up anything. They don't show offers, just teams. Okay, well, that would explain it to me. All right. So Tennessee wants to trade with me. Oh, there's just teams right here. So teams. Oh, okay, here it is. Teams that are interested. The Jets, the Giants, and the Titans. Okay. I really do think that the Raiders are a very realistic trade partner for the Bills. So we got to give up 27. We'll move back to 38. You think I can get 70? Nope, they're not interested in that. Can I get 100? No. I'm not getting anything. So I guess I do have to pick the teams that are interested in trading with me. Okay. We'll talk to the Titans. 27 to 41. You better give me 72 and 147. I want more than that, though. Let's get your third. No, they don't want that. 4th round next year? That's not exciting. All right. I guess I'm going to get 41, 72, and 147 for 27. We'll offer the trade. They took it. Do we like that? All right. So now we're on the clock. Darnell Washington is on the board. You guys know how I feel about him. Jack Campbell's on the board. We did one with Jack Campbell, though. I'm going to leave it up to the chat. The options are going to be Darnell Washington or Jack Campbell. And if you've listened to my takes on Darnell Washington, you know that I'm pretty intrigued by that. 3 for Campbell, 4 for Campbell. People are running away. Campbell's running away with it. Turn the speed down from turbo. Can I do that? Oh, right here. Turn it down. Take Gibbs. Oh, Anthony, look at, he's trolling me. We're not taking Gibbs. No chance. The Darnell Washington fans are coming through here. Washington. Wow, this may have. I'm obviously not counting this in real time, but the Washington fans are coming through. Okay, wait, that's fun. Can I get Campbell and Washington? Is that crazy? So I would need to trade up. Okay. Can I trade before? Okay, let's see if I can do this. Can I get pick 42? So if I give up 59 to get to 42, give you 130. See, they're not interested in this. Okay. See, I'm not a pro at these simulators. You'd think I was. I'm not. How do I get out of this? Resume the draft? I want to get out of the trades, please. I would like to pick a player. Oh, draft a player. There we go. All right, we're gonna go with Darnell Washington. Just give it a fresh look. A 30 visit for the Bills. Okay, I paused it. Green Bay doesn't seem to be interested. I really want their pick. 3% chance. I'm giving you a 4th round pick to move up. You want 91? I'll give you 91, but I want 116 back and you can have 130. I would do this trade. Yeah, let's do this and let's get Campbell too. You guys down with that? Do you guys like this trade? No more Bobby Hart packages. Those are pretty decent. Anthony, you're wrong for that comment. Let's go. We got a yes from Kevin Love, the Kevin Love. Do this. People love it. Let's ride. All right. All right. Let's do it. Let's hope they take it. All right. So what do? I hit resume. No, I hit offer the trade. And they took it. Look at us. Look at us. Being a GM is easy. We're going Jack Campbell. Look at that. We made everyone happy. We got Washington and Campbell. Move back, then up. Fun was had. I feel like I really did something cool there. That was cool. All right. We got a linebacker and a tight end. So now I'm itching for a defensive tackle. I'm itching hard for it. Let's see who we got. Please be a player I like. Nope. Cleaned out the defensive tackles, folks. They cleaned them out. Is there an edge rusher? Ooh, Byron Young. All right, so right now that's the leader in the clubhouse. I want to look at wide receivers, though. Marvin Mims. Ooh, do we have to do another double trade up? And Mingo's here? And Tyler Scott? There's tons of receivers available. All right, so here's what we got to do. We got to pick Byron Young, and then we got to come up for one of these receivers. All right, so we're going to go Byron Young and then try to trade back up for a receiver. All right, let's see if we can do this. If I pull this off twice, this will be pretty impressive. All right, so I got the wide receivers and the edges here. We're going to draft Byron Young. Then we're going to have to pause pretty quickly here. Hey, chill out on making picks. I'm not. Okay, so there's Mingo. All right, can we do a deal with the Patriots? Are they going to do this? All right, so we got to come up from 116 to 76. This could be tough. We're moving up a good amount of spots. I can't even trade all the rest of my picks. I wonder if they have. Okay, so if I go crazy and offer them stuff for next year. So what if we did that? So assuming the Bills will have an extra 3 for Tremaine Edmonds next year, would we part with our 2024 third round pick and 116 to get a receiver? Some people are saying to let it slide. Do you mean like let it play out a little bit more and see if we can get closer? No, not worth it. All right. Let's resume the draft. Pause. I want to see the board. How do I want to be able to see the board right now? Why can't I? Move up from 79 with the. See, these teams don't want these picks. All right, I'm going to resume and let it go a little bit more. Seattle. Man. See, I don't want to give the same thing that I was going to give for like 72 for 83. Mims is a better. Look at this. Look at that. Joe has already watched all the players for next year, too. I like Mims. You guys know I like Mims. All right, this is the trade draft. Let's do it. Let's just go crazy here. It's not even like a real draft pick, so I don't have to feel bad about it. I'll give you, let me see if I can do this. 116 and a 3. Ooh, I like that. I got to keep 116. All right, how about that? What if we did that? That seems reasonable to me. 137 and next year's third round pick, we keep 116. And we get to come here and draft Marvin Mims. Let's do it. Let's offer this trade, see what happens. All right, we're on the board. We came up, we got our guy, Marvin Mims. Let's go. I like that we got to keep 116. That makes me feel better. Well, we've already been doing this for 45 minutes. Love that. This is fun. And we got more people right now than we did 30 minutes in. This is crazy. Love it. All right, so this is our pick 116. I wish I could see what players I've already drafted. That would be really helpful because I don't remember. I think we took Darnell Washington, Jack Campbell, Byron Young, and Marvin Mims. That's what we've done. All right. Is there a defensive tackle that I like? Moro Ajomo here is interesting. That could be the pick. In fact, it's going to be the pick. Super toolsy. Really, really athletic. Young. He's only 21 years old. I like that a ton. Now, I have no idea. Okay, so my next pick's 147. Did we get a running back yet? I don't think so. Sean Tucker. No people would like that. Christopher Smith's just a good football player. I like Carter Warren. You want to do the fun thing? Just draft Sean Tucker now? I wish I liked him more, honestly. Christopher Smith seems like he's such a versatile player. Rosterable, can play teams. Oh, O-line. That's a good idea. We should at least look at the offensive lineman. Let's see here. The offensive tackles. I like Jordan McFadden. That's something different. Let's go Jordan McFadden. Good call. I got some suggestions in here to look at offensive line. Appreciate you doing that. That was smart. You guys are cracking me up. We got one more pick left. Could be a franchise-altering selection here in the 6th round. Go for a running back with this pick. We'll see. There's got to be one I like. You can't just draft one to draft it. But we'll look at the running backs. Here we go. I don't like any of these players. Mo Ibrahim, at 205, he's fine, right? Like, he has an Achilles injury. He's older, but my goodness, he's a fun player. All right, I'm not going to stress over this last pick. We're going to go with Mo Ibrahim. Make him the pick. Turn in the card. We'll see if PFF likes my mock draft. $40 picks left. Can I turn up the speed now that I'm... There we go. Go faster. I thought about DTR. I really did. I just didn't say it out loud. All right, we'll see if they like our draft. They're grading it. A B. So this is a better draft in their opinion. Wow, we really moved around. We drafted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players. We did give up our 3rd round pick next year, but we're going to get that back from Tremaine Edmonds. I really like this. I really like this. Big fan. Big fan. What are your thoughts? A plus. Look at that. Let me put it on the screen. A plus from Kyle. Some more fans. Kevin Love. Justin loves it or likes it. Apex likes it. Kevin Weber hates the last 2 picks. I like McFadden. I like that one. Best one so far from Nick. We got an A plus. Like the trade back. I'd be thrilled with it. Yeah, this one was fun. Trading is fun. Okay. Which one do we want to use next? The Draft Network. We got PFN we can use. Y'all tell me which one you want to use. How about, can you trade for a player? TDN? PFN? We got 2 for PFN, 2 for PFNs. Well, it's starting to. All right, let's do the Draft Network. We'll do both. We're going to do them both. It doesn't matter. So we'll do the Draft Network next. Let me, you guys, it's not logged in anyways. That's fine. Give me a second here. We'll get to the simulator. Mock draft machine. I got to log in. I got an account, so that's good. Start a mock draft. Okay, got it. Let me share my screen and we'll get started here with there we got to switch it on. Boom. All right. The Draft Network. Fast. 7 rounds. Continue. Will be the Bills. We'll start. All right. Is that showing up okay? Do I need to let me zoom out a little bit? I think that shows up okay. All right, let's start the draft, see what happens. We got Darnell Wright, Zay Flowers, Brian Branch, Dalton Kincaid, Quentin Johnston. Man, this cleaned out pretty quick. Is there a defensive tackle? No, they went. Yo, this is not good. Comment said it's a little blurry. I can zoom in a little bit. Hopefully this is better. This is one of those where you just kind of want to leave and go back. This is not what I was hoping to see. Is there an edge rusher? Something? No. I mean, Will McDonald, the Bills had in for a visit, kind of a late visit too. We've already done the Zay Flowers thing. We did the Darnell Washington thing. Some of y'all would like Darnell Wright. I know you would. I know he's got a lot of fans. Looking at the Doomsday, Sean, you're not wrong. Do the restart. You guys want to restart or just go with it? We can do Darnell Wright. We haven't done an offensive tackle in the first round. I'd rather have Matthew Bergeron than Darnell Wright, to be honest with you. McDonald. Trade back? Can I trade? Oh, I have trade offers. Let's look at these trade offers. All right, so I send 23 for 24, a 4 and a 5. That doesn't make any sense. I'd be moving up. All right, so I get 28. I don't understand how this goes. So 28 to 50, I get a set. No, I don't want next year's pick. Oh, did the time run out? What just happened? Yo, the time ran out. Folks, this has been a blunder. It's been a blunder on the Draft Network. That's on me. I forgot about the time clock. So I guess, do we pick players? Yeah, we pick Zay. Okay, we're getting out of here. This is not going well. We're going to go back, leave, and try again, because obviously I got to make these picks quicker. Yeah, the official restart, and I'm going to go faster through this. All right, 7 rounds. Continue. We're the Bills. Let's hope for better fate this time. Although I would like to do one where the Bills picked an offensive tackle. I think that's a good idea. Oh, I should have picked the faster speed. This is going to take forever now. Pause the draft. That's not a bad idea. You know, Scott, that's a good question, buddy. Dolphins don't have a pick. That's kind of fun to look at. Oh, look, Bijan's going to be there, isn't he? Bijan's there. Darnell Wright's there. Lucas Van Ness. We got a lot of options. Brian Brzee. Should we just pick Bijan? I don't think Bijan gets past the Bucs at 19. All right, let's do it. Let's pick Bijan Robinson. We have to do it. I don't think he gets there, but it's a different scenario. That's the goal here. You said if he's there, you have to take him. You're not wrong. I did say that. So we did. I don't think Atlanta's picking him. I think Atlanta's going to pick Nolan Smith. We sort of sprinted to the podium, right? It was more of a casual jog, and then then we picked up the pace there for the flying 20. Okay, we're back on the clock. I got to get back focused in here. You want to go Jahmyr Gibbs and just get both running backs? See, look at this, Jack Campbell. It's not my fault that he's there. We're picking him. Not thinking twice. See, this is dreamland, but it's not my fault that this is how it's set up. We'll take it. How do I get these out of here? Hide. There we go. So somehow we got Bijan Robinson and Jack Campbell. Unbelievable. No complaints from me. Here we go. 3rd round pick. See what we can get. See if there's a defensive tackle. No, I don't like any of these. See if there's an edge rusher. Zach Harrison would be okay. We still haven't gotten a receiver. Let's check out those. Got cleaned up pretty good here. Not a lot of. Oh, Jaden Reed. Okay, we'll think about Jaden Reed. Let's check out tight ends. Tight ends went quick. Well, Schoonmaker. Y'all want Schoonmaker or Jaden Reed? Oh, I forget about the O-line all the time. You guys never do, though. These guys all stink. I like Saldiveri here. Yeah, I would pick him, but he's at 207, so we can take him way later. Steve Avila. Yeah, we're going to pick Steve Avila. I think Steve Avila is probably going to be a top 50 pick. Yeah, we'll take him right here for sure. Sorry, I know that I was like asking you guys for feedback, but Steve Avila made that impossible for me to not just make him the pick there. Yeah, exactly, Dana. Exactly. That's why we had to pick him. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out who's going to play. Maybe Ryan Bates goes to the bench. I don't care. Maybe Ryan Bates goes to right tackle. I know that was one of the plans a few years ago, was for him to play right tackle potentially. That was Sal Capaccio broke that news. All right, so now we're back up. Let's see what absolute steal of a player we can get now. Wide receivers. Jaden Reed is still there. Jonathan Mingo is still there. Tyler Scott is still there. Folks, Tyler Scott, I think, is like a top 5 receiver in this class for me. Mingo's very high too. I would go with Scott or Mingo over Jaden Reed. I think we got to pick Tyler Scott. I think he's going in the second round. We're picking him right now. This is just unbelievable. We got a top 10 player in Bijan Robinson, Jack Campbell, and Steve Avila. We got like a bunch of second. This is insane. We could still pick Jonathan Mingo right now in the 5th round. Should we just do it? That's just too good of value, right? Yeah, we're doing it. I'm not thinking twice about it. We're picking Jonathan Mingo here. It's not my fault it's set up like this. We'll take it. This is an unbelievable draft class. But don't let this give you false hope for what can happen on Thursday, because I don't think this is a realistic draft haul at all. Doesn't mean it's not fun though. Just got one more pick. See if we can get another second round talent here in the 6th round. Goodness gracious, Kendre Miller still on the board. Take Jaden Reed next. See, this is right. This ruined it for everyone right here. This mock draft. Absolutely insane. I regret not picking the faster speed. $207. See what's on the board. I think these could be top 100 picks right here. Both Cam Mitchell and Riley Moss. I didn't get any defensive linemen in this draft. That doesn't make me happy. But I mean, how could you possibly be mad with what else we were able to do? Let's see if there's an edge rusher I like. Ajomo, they have him as an edge. I think he's an interior player. I think that's going to be the pick. Boom. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable haul. We haven't done PFN yet, so let me get that loaded up. Well, I'll give it a second. I'll show everybody the draft class. Give me a second. Be patient. I wish I would have picked the faster speed. I will say that. Best one yet. I agree. Yes, Tuttle. No doubt. Well, I mean, what am I waiting for? The draft class is literally right there on the screen the entire time. I'm going to make this go away. And I'm going to go to Pro Football Network. PFN Mock Draft Simulator. All right. I got it up. Quit while we're ahead. No, there's no grade, Steve. Yeah. We'll take this one. That's the one we'll take. Yeah, for sure. Let's see. We'll get that out of here. Yep. I agree, Dana. That was Wildest Dreams. And now we can do this one. So we'll pick, I guess we'll go fast. Pick the Bills. Let's draft, right? Let's see what happens. How do you get this out of here? These ads. Yo, go away. So they offered me. Well, how would you not take that trade? A second round pick next year from Houston. That's probably a top 40 pick. What is going on with these ads? Get out of here. And of course, look who's on the board. Bijan Robinson. We just did that. Okay, I have to take this trade, right? To get Houston's second round pick next year to move back 6 spots or something like that. Oh, I didn't pick 7 rounds. That's a disaster. That's a disaster because this trade is really good. Okay, we'll restart it. 7 rounds. I hate that. We had something really good going there too. All right, let's draft. Come on, Houston. You know you want to do that trade again. Send it to me. Cortland, you can trade players with this? 67 and 68 with Cortland Sutton. How do I get this out of the way? There we go. I have 3 offers. What in the world are these offers? 58.90. Okay, that's incredible. No, get out of here with that, Cincinnati. I have to take this trade, right? This trade's too good to not take. I move back pretty far. I move back 21 spots, but I get a 2 and a 4 next year and pick 90. Should we just not do trades? Because I feel like this is just crazy. All right, let's just stick and pick here, because like I want to try to get some realistic looking scenarios here. So we're gonna reject all these. I'm glad that Brian Brzee is here, because I want to do a scenario where the Bills pick him, because I think he's very much in play for them. So we'll go with Brian Brzee. Especially if the Bills trade at Oliver, if that really does happen, I'm going to be all kinds of nervous about defensive tackle. We're not doing any of these trades. They're too good. Jack Campbell's there. Drew Sanders is there. I think we've drafted Jack Campbell 3 times already. So let's just pick Drew Sanders to give it a different look. This one moves really fast. I do like that. We're not doing trades. Look at Matthew Bergeron right here. Tyler Scott right here. I think the Bills are more likely to pick a receiver. Did I already pick a receiver? No, I picked Brzee and then Sanders. Let's go with Tyler Scott. $130. All right, so the talent's kind of cleaning up here. Tajay Spears is such a fun player. He's a little redundant, though. There's a Jomo. We keep picking him, too. There's Schoonmaker. See here. Oh, you can go by position like this. All right. Schoonmaker might be a decent idea. Let's see if there's any edge rushers. Me. Corner, safety, offense. We'll go Luke Schoonmaker here, fill out that tight end room. Bills are 1 snap away from Quentin Morris being their starting tight end. I like McFadden. I like Braden Daniels. I like Ajomo, but I want to get away from the same players I've been drafting. Have I drafted Braden Daniels there yet? Or I think I have drafted them both. Let's see here. Let's do Jordan McFadden. I like them both. Well, we'll do McFadden. I already did Daniels. We'll go McFadden. Even though I think I did McFadden too. Round 6. Thomas Nkoum, I like him. I think the Bills will like him too. Inside, outside versatility, lots of length and power. That should be our last pick. No idea what happens at the end. So that's what we did. We got Brian Brzee, Drew Sanders, Tyler. That's a good haul. That's a good haul. I like that a ton. What do you guys think? What do you guys want to do? You guys have questions? You want to do some more simulations? Where do you want to go? I'm here for y'all. This is your okay. Well, Bub, this class is good, but that last one that we did on the Draft Network was insane, but it wasn't realistic. Do more simulations. How am I feeling about Nick Herbig? That's a good question. Herbig is a player that if the Bills wanted like discount Drew Sanders in like the 3rd round, I think you can do something with him. More of a rush player at Wisconsin, but I think he translates to like a hybrid player. And if the Bills really are going to do more simulated pressures and tap into some 3 safety looks, I think a player like Nick Herbig could be really, really useful. Well, I haven't done a trade up scenario. We should do that. Which one? I think PFF was pretty good with the trade up. Go back to that one. No, I didn't do the right thing. 1 second. We'll do a trade up. Who are we trading up for? Trade up for Jackson Smith and Jigba? How far up do we have to do for that? All right, let me get the simulator back on the screen. All right, a lot of JSN love. All right, let's do it. Let's try to trade up for. I like this one because you can change the speed during the draft. That's pretty cool. Will be the Bills, of course. Enter. All right. So what we need to do is try to figure out how high up we need to go to get Jackson Smith and Jigba. Like, why can't I see the board? How am I supposed to function right now if I can't see the board? Like, that doesn't make any sense. You just have to watch it on the left. This bugs me. I guess it's good I have it going slow. Texans at 12. Let's hope. They don't have a need. Oh, look at that. We had to go to 9 to get him in this scenario. And my computer's getting laggy. All right, so let me get this message unpinned. So we had to get to 9 if we wanted to get Jackson Smith and Jigba. Is it worth trading up for now? Is Nolan's? I would. If I move up for a pass rusher, y'all are going to throw tomatoes at me. There's no question about that. But you wanted me to trade up. All right, can I move up to this spot with the Patriots? I'm going to have to give up a lot for this. You want me to give up 59 to get up to 14? Scott Nolan Smith, Duke reference. I mean, I can't just trade up just to trade up, right? That doesn't make any sense. Let's just get to the Bills pick. All right. These are the cast of characters available. Mozzie Smith, Darnell Washington, Campbell, Brzee, Michael Mayer is there. Michael Mayer would be a very good inline player. Free up Dawson Knox if we wanted to do the 12 personnel thing. Oh, I think you guys want me to trade. Want me to do the DeAndre Hopkins thing? See if I can pull that off. All right, so I'm going to trade with Arizona. Where are they? Select a player. Hopkins. Okay. Should I force? I can force the trade and make it happen? 27 to 34. And pick up Hopkins. I mean, that's what I did in the Locked On mock draft special. Let's do it. There we go. So now we're at 34. We're going to get same players we just talked about. Washington, Campbell. See the interior defensive line. Benton's there. You guys are wanting me to trade Ed Oliver. Why would I trade Ed Oliver? Who's going to play 3 technique? Just draft somebody. Remember how slow it takes these defensive tackles to get themselves together? Campbell or Bergeron or Benton is what people are saying. Edge rusher. Let's see who's there. I'm fine with waiting on these edge rushers. A lot of Campbell. I say we go Campbell. This will recreate what I did on the mock draft with the network. Sam Laporta is at 59. Keanu Benton's still there. This is the dream. I think this is my dream. Is trading back from 27 to 34, getting Hopkins, drafting Campbell, and then at 59, getting Benton. That's not going to make... Well, no, I got Hopkins, so you can't be mad that I didn't help the offense because I got Hopkins. So now we're here back at 91. Let's look at the tight ends. Schoonmaker. He's the classic third-round guy. We don't need a receiver anymore. Is there an edge player? I don't have to have these edge players. I think we got to go with Luke Schoonmaker here. We have a visitor. My dog Bruno just walked in. Would you guys like to see him? Come here, buddy. Come here, puppy. Come here, Bruno. Here he is. This is Bruno. We just got him a few weeks ago. He was on the side of the road. He's a good boy. Hey, buddy. Good pup. We can't trust him in the house quite yet, so my wife is going upstairs. And so Bruno has to come in the office with me. Here he is. His banana collar on. He's a good boy. All right, lay down, bud. Yep. He was just wandering. We tried to find his owner. I don't think he had an owner. He was very didn't look like he's ever lived in a house. He doesn't act like he's ever lived in a house either. So this is our guy. We do talk about this Bruno, though. I never even seen that movie. Yeah, 2 of my 3 dogs that I have were literally just wandering the side of the road. He was not chipped. No, we checked to make sure he was chipped. I did everything I could to try to find if he had an owner, but just the way that he acts when he comes in the house, he didn't even know how to get over the door jam to walk in. That freaked him out. And he has very awkward, very awkward behaviors inside the house. So I don't think he ever had lived in a house. So he's a good guy. All right. Anyways, he's chilling with me right here. And we will get back to this mock draft where I'm supposed to make a pick. Sorry to sidetrack here. He is not neutered. No. The vet estimates he's around 2 years old. He will be neutered very soon, but unfortunately he was heartworm positive. So we had to wait. We have to wait for him to finish his heartworm treatments before we can get him neutered. So, all right, here we go. I got to get back to this mock draft. All right, so what have I done here? I've picked. I'm out of rhythm here. We picked Hopkins, Benton, Campbell, and then do we take Schoonmaker at 91? Yes. Okay. Now I'm back in. Focused in. We already picked. I like Braden Daniels. I keep picking him though. Some love for the O-line. Try to do something we haven't done yet. Carter Warren's a player I really like. City So's a player I like. But I like the idea of a tackle. Let's go with Carter Warren. Long, really good hands, really good footwork. We will pick him. Protect Josh. It's up to me. City So, yeah, he's a good player. 137, we're back up. Y'all love Andrew Voorhees, don't you? I know people love Sean Tucker. Let's see here. I'm thinking about Sean Tucker. Just do it. Be fun. There it is. We'll make him the pick. We are back up. Did I pick a receiver yet? No, I traded for DeAndre Hopkins. Grant Dubose, I think, would be a great 6 receiver for the Bills out of Charlotte. And I think he'd be getting to play behind Hopkins would be awesome too for him. Kind of a body control guy, good hands, maybe not the greatest of athletes, but will be for Dubose. I think he'd be really good on teams. He can be a gunner. We'll make him the pick. So here's a different looking scenario. Let's see what it looks like here. See what you all think about it. So we got Hopkins, traded back, got Campbell, Benton, Schoonmaker. I like this. I wish I could get an edge player, but this is fun. What do you guys think about it? Let me know. D-Hop. That's the whole thing. D-Hop. Bruno. See, Bruno, you guys don't know this, but Bruno was, I'm trying to use my mouse and Bruno was moving my hand out of the way, making it difficult. Bob says A++. Dana gives me an A-. Chef's kiss. A lot of people like this one. How could you be mad? We got D-Hop. That would be fun. Hey, buddy. I think I could trade for D-Hop in round 3. Well, that's the thing about this trade that I keep on putting out there. If you move from 27 to 34, let me see if I can pull up the chart to make this make sense. Give me a second here. We will go to 2023. 1 second here. All right, so I'll share my screen again here. And this is going to get dangerous because I might have to do math like on the spot, which is never a good thing. Zoom in so you guys can see this. These ads out of the way. I hope this is going to show up okay. Let me check. Need this to go away. All right. So if the Bills move from 27 to 34, so that's 680 to 560. That's 240 points, right? Or is that, I'm so bad at math. And it's very, imagine trying to do math with 300 people knowing that you're doing math. So that makes it even more stressful. So I'm pulling up the calculator. Bub's going to hook me up with an ad blocker. Thank you. I need it, obviously. Yeah, that's right, Javier. Math on the spot is never a good thing, especially when you're nervous about it. It's let me talk about football players, not math. Okay. So 680 minus 560, that's 120 points. So if you look at 120 points, that's right here. That's pick 95. I'm trading a top 100 pick in this scenario for DeAndre Hopkins. I don't feel bad. I don't feel like that's a crazy situation. If you offered the Cardinals a 3rd round pick for Hop, I bet you they take it. Yeah, it's a late 3rd, but it's still a 3rd. So I don't think it's that egregious of an idea. Yeah, I'll do math better. Bruno's let's see here. This is funny. Pull this up. Bruno's draft profile. 17.5-inch arms. And there's no chance he's got 17 in it. Maybe. What do you think that is? Maybe that might be 10 or 11 inches. He's only 16 pounds. No, 48 pounds. He's 16 pounds. A blazing 4.2, 440. He's kind of stiff. I don't think he can jump like that. I think you've really overrated his athletic profile. That's what I'd say. They got to eat some salary in the situation. I agree. That's going to be kind of the challenging thing about any Hopkins trades is who's paying for what. But I'll be honest with you, if you trade for him and you take on his salary, it's 2 years, $34 million. OBJ just got signed to a $15 million a year salary with a possibility of it going up to 18. And so I don't really think that the valuation's not appropriate. The Bills will have to find some space. I'm cracking up at these comments. Bruno has 2-inch hands? Maybe. I don't know. I think he might have 1-inch hands. Look at these things. These little tiny hands. Bruno's it probably is a 2.75. He's not known for his athleticism, but he's a nice dog. Really nice. Good demeanor. Big fan. Justin, yeah, you're right. So this is a good talking point here. So referring to the Cardinals and Hopkins, and are they going to cut him? Yeah, I bet you they probably will. But do you want to get in that competition? Do you want to put yourself in a position where you have to get Hopkins to pick you over Kansas City? To me, if you can give up a little something to make sure he's yours, that's fine. This is another good question. Where do they find the cap space for D-Hop? I think part of that comes from restructuring Hopkins' deal a little bit to reduce that cap hit. You're probably going to have to add void years onto the back of it. But I think that's why the Ed Oliver piece is so commonly discussed, is because that's your easiest way to clear cap space. If you can trade Ed Oliver, then you're going to have no question about how you can absorb that salary. And so I think that's why you're seeing Ed Oliver as a potential trade option, because you need to clear the space. Now, my big concern with trading Ed Oliver is, well, who's playing 3 technique? I got a big concern about that. And I don't think you can just draft one and feel like you're good to go, because we know that defensive tackles take a little time to develop. So I'd like to see what their plan is at 3 tech. I'm sure if they traded Ed Oliver, there would be a plan. And I certainly understand, like, if Ed Oliver's not part of the long-term plans and you're not going to pay him, I get all that. I certainly do. This is a good question here from Dave about the developmental quarterback on day 3 or a UDFA. I'm interested in it. I wish the Bills had more than 6 picks. So that moves me off of it. But my question with that investment in a quarterback is that, can you roster that player? Are you going to roster 3 quarterbacks, or are you going to have to stash them on your practice squad? And if you do, can you keep them there? Julia says, draft Mozzie. Let's go. Let Ed go next year. I think Mozzie's more of a 1 tech. I think he'd be more of a Daquan Jones replacement. But I think that Mozzie can give you some penetration ability in the B gaps situationally. So I think if you drafted Mozzie, though, I think that's more of a Daquan Jones replacement. But we already did this one time with Terrell Bernard. I said, well, that's more of a Milano replacement. They need an Edmonds replacement. And here we are. Who would be the UDFA quarterback I liked? I don't really love a lot of the depth at quarterback this year, but Dorian Thompson-Randall. I always say Randall. It's Dorian Thompson-Robinson, DTR from UCLA. That's my favorite, like, not early round quarterback. Yeah, I like this comment here from Joe. The Keanu Benton, what I like about him is I think he can play the 3 tech, and I think he can play the 1 as well. Super athletic. Oh, yeah, Bub could call Tyson Badgett might not be a bad player as a UDFA. Bruno, if you want to get down, buddy, go down. Here. Bruno's got a bed right behind me, so he's probably going to go chill in that. Bryce Ford Wheaton, height, weight, speed guy out of West Virginia. Yeah, this is a good call right here. Poona Ford is still out there, and if I'm not mistaken, the Bills had some level of interest in him at some point this offseason. So if you need a 1 tech, he's not a 3, though. Dude, Scott, you're not wrong, man. I can't get his name right. I can't do it. He's just going to be DTR from UCLA. It's a good question here from Dave. How long do I think Spencer Brown's leash is? I think it's this year. I'm not sure. I'm not fully convinced the Bills aren't going to kind of pencil him in as a starter and expect him to be the starter. But it has to come together this season. It has to. And I know that I've been a little bit of a Spencer Brown apologist, and I'm concerned about the consistency there. I think there's reasons for it, but I think this year it has to come together, or else the Bills are going to have to find a new right tackle. Thoughts on it's Tuli Tuipulotu from USC. Somehow I can get that guy's name right, but I can't DTR's name right. I like him a lot. I think he's kind of a midday 2 player, maybe 3rd round. Wish he was a little longer. Wish he was a little more explosive, but power, plays with a really hot motor, has played a lot of different spots for USC. His weight's been up and down. I think there's some untapped potential there. He intrigues me. It's a good point here from Scott. Justin Houston is available. So is Leonard Floyd. So is Yannick Ngakoue. So is Melvin Ingram. There are some veteran edge rushers out there that make a lot of sense. And I think there's going to become a certain point here. I think it might be early June, maybe even late May, where the players you sign don't count towards your compensatory pick formula. And if the Bills were to wait on an edge rusher in the draft, getting one of those players would be a really, really strong idea. Because the reality is, like Von Miller, I don't think he's going to be ready for the start of the season. But in reality, the Bills need peak Von Miller going into the postseason. That hurt bad last year, not having that guy, the player you drafted to close games and really be that difference maker in the postseason. You didn't have him after Thanksgiving. And so doing whatever it takes to make sure that Von, when he comes back, can be Von and be that player the Bills paid him to be is critical. And so I think having a Justin Houston or a Melvin Ingram or a Leonard Floyd or a Yannick Ngakoue to do that in the meantime is absolutely essential. I hear you on this. Puna's not a 3 technique. He's a 1. You would have no penetration style 3 tech. Gervin Dexter right here. I don't know if I did this correctly. Gervin Dexter out of Florida. He's a player that I came away from his tape liking him more than I thought he would. I think he'd be a good 2nd round pick. High athletic ceiling. Florida has not done a good job over the last several years of developing their players. And I think Gervin Dexter can be a more impactful pro than he was in college. And we got a couple of questions about Gervin Dexter. Do I like James Cook more as a receiver or running back? Running back. His running back contributions were really good last year as the season moved along. In fact, I would say his receiving contributions were a little underwhelming. I think they could have got him involved more. This is a good one. So done with Thanksgiving games after the last 2 years. Well, yeah, it hurts getting the injuries from Trey White and Von Miller. I'm not sure if you guys got a chance to listen to It's Always Game Day in Buffalo. Sal Capaccio, Matt Beauvais. They had Mike North, who is one of the schedule makers for the NFL. It's an amazing conversation every year. He had him on this week and talked about this and said, while it's unlikely that the Bills would be on Thanksgiving again, keep in mind there's a Black Friday game this year. And I can 1,000,000% see the Bills playing that Black Friday game. How would you draft to replace Hyde if he leaves? It's a good question. Micah Hyde, what I love about him is his ability to play deep alignments. And I don't know that there's a lot of players in this draft class that I really like as that deep zone safety. It's a really thin year for safeties. I'm not sure that there's a natural option here. You may want to just see what you have in Taylor Rapp, honestly. And maybe Micah will come back for one more season to play with Poyer. You might get 2 more years of them, and that'd be fine with me too. I think Settle and Phillips can penetrate. I don't know. They might be like 40% of what you get from Ed Oliver. Phillips has been hurt the last 3 years. Settle, I don't know. I think he can be better than he was last year. He had that calf injury kind of early on. But I don't feel good from going. If the Bills' defensive tackles are Poona Ford, Daquan Jones, Tim Settle, and Jordan Phillips, I don't know if that's very good. I don't think you have any pass rush ability there that excites me. A lot of who are some day 3 1 techs that I like? That's a good question. I have to look at the board. 1 second here. Give me a second to look at the board. It's loading up. Black Friday game. Yeah, I think that's going to happen. Jair Brown, that's a good call for the safety. He's just really slow. But I think he does have some of that ability, kind of a day 3 player to me, though. How do I feel about a Hopkins trade involving Davis? I don't like to have them both, to be honest with you. Defensive. You wanted the 1 tech. Okay, day 3 1 techniques that I like. Well, I'm looking at the prospects. Man. Byron Young out of Alabama, maybe. Keandre Coburn from Texas, late. There's just honestly not a ton. There's not a ton of those guys that I like. I think that's why Siaki Ika is going to go higher than he should. Let's see what else. PJ Mustafa, I don't know. He does. I mean, 7th round. I don't know how much you can count on a guy like that. Scott, that's a good question, man. I remember I was mocking Tariq Woolen to the Bills in the 1st round, and I thought people thought I was crazy, and I wasn't. Who's the bet on traits player that falls like Tariq? Why do I feel like it could be Keely Ringo this year? Like he came in, if you would have seen a mock draft over the summer that didn't have Keely Ringo in the 1st round or like even a top 10 pick, you'd have been crazy. And now this guy's just like a complete afterthought in this class. He is, I'm pulling up his measurements. He's 6'2", 209 pounds. Doesn't quite have the length, 31 3/8 on the arm length. That's fine. 4.36. His jumps were only okay. 33.5, 10.2 broad. Yeah, his numbers are just okay. He's just a linear player. Thoughts on Zach Pickens? Not for me. I know he tested well. He came to South Carolina, and he was supposed to be like the next Jadeveon Clowney. I thought he was such an average player in college. Looked really ordinary at the Senior Bowl. I think he's a better athlete than he is a football player. Siaki Ika, I mean, just a big old blob. Doesn't move. Leaner. Doesn't consistently dominate the line of scrimmage. I mean, if I'm drafting a 1 tech in the first 3 rounds, you better be an absolute tank. I don't see that from him. I don't know anything about this player. I'll be completely honest. My favorite player in the draft this year, I was asked a question on Herd Mentality that's on YouTube now. It'll be on the podcast feed tomorrow on players that I'm higher on and lower on than the consensus. I feel like the players in this draft that I really, really like, Matthew Bergeron from Syracuse, Keanu Benton from Wisconsin, Nolan Smith from Georgia. Those are players I like a ton. Marvin Mims as well. I feel like I'm like pounding the table there. Even Tyler Scott. I like both of those, all those players. I feel like I'm a little higher on them. As far as next year's draft, I have not done a thing on next year's class, so I don't know anything about it yet. I know Drake May and Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams out of USC. I've seen enough from him peripherally to know that he's really toolsy, but he doesn't ever play within structure. Jalen Redmond's a good call. He's a defensive tackle from Oklahoma, super athletic. His high-level stuff is really good, big-time recruit. I think there's some untapped potential there. I think he's got a chance to be a more impactful pro than he was college player. I guess I am high on Campbell compared to the consensus. I don't know. I don't know why there's not more like love. I think people think he's a top 50 player, but maybe they feel like the first round's rich. But I mean, look at this draft class. You're going to be out of first round grades pretty quick. You're picking second round talent in the back 25% of the first round anyways. Who is the most gifted player in the class? Probably Tyree Wilson from Texas Tech. Carl Brooks is a hard pass for me. I know he's got some good PFF numbers, but I don't think a lot of that translates. This is a good call. Mohamed Diabate from Utah. I don't know how he didn't get invited to the combine. I think he's at least a mid-round pick in terms of how I value him. Came over from Florida, was used in so many different ways at Florida, and I thought he had a good year at Utah. I think if you miss out on a linebacker and you want a guy with starter ability later, I think Mohamed Diabate from Utah is a good call. Question here on Quentin Johnston. I've said it a few times. I'm not a big fan. I know he's got size and some explosiveness, but I don't know. He's a Big 12 possession receiver that doesn't consistently win the ball. Inconsistent hands. His best skill is yards after catch. Of course it is in the Big 12 where it's just clear air all the time. He's a player that I'd let somebody else figure out, to be honest with you. What else we got? Go a few more minutes here. Then I got to close it up here. I don't stay awake too late. I'm usually asleep by 10 o'clock, so gotta wind down here. It's gonna be tough though. I got the draft is gonna keep me up very late. We're doing the live broadcast, in case you didn't know. Kyle Krabs and I on the Locked On NFL Scouting Podcast YouTube channel. We're gonna be broadcasting Thursday the whole thing, Friday the whole thing, and then on Saturday after every round, we're gonna come and do a recap. So make sure you're subscribed to the Locked On NFL Scouting YouTube channel. We'll be reacting to it all in real time. Should be fun. Every time I do these, I always tell myself that I need to go live more often. I really appreciate you guys showing up and engaging and asking questions and being part of this. It's really fun. For people that might have this question, yes, this will be, once I go live, once I end the stream, it'll be available on the YouTube channel so you guys can go back and watch it. I think we must have done 5 or 6 simulations. Yep. Appreciate that, Nick. I had fun too. Appreciate you guys showing up. Scott, this is going to be the shot. I'm going to be in this office. My wife is the family's gone for the week. So my wife is going to Atlanta for the Taylor Swift concert with her girlfriend. So she's gone. My daughter's with her grandparents. So it's me and the dogs in the NFL draft here for 3 days. That's going to be fun. Loud and clear, folks. You want me to go live more? Thank you, Nikki. Appreciate that. All right, folks, we went for an hour, 45 minutes. We did a bunch of kicked out the family. Well, it's just this is the first time that I've not been on location since 2016. Yeah, I've been in some other city every year for the draft since 2016. And so I think it's just kind of how it goes. Go live more. I got it. And look, I hear you. We'll do it. We'll go live more. This is really fun. Again, Thank you for showing up. I appreciate it. I never know what's going to happen when I hit go live, but you guys were here. You were engaging. This is a fun chat. I'm really, really thankful. I appreciate it. Tomorrow on the podcast is Herd Mentality. Thursday, so tomorrow's Wednesday. So tomorrow is Herd Mentality. And then I have a big old just thought dump that I'm going to give you for some draft takes here. I want to get into some AFC East stuff as well before the draft, and then we're going to react to the draft after that. So we'll have podcasts every day for a while. So I'm not going to make you all wait. So we'll react to everything as it goes. All right, folks. Thanks for joining me. Really, really appreciate it. Have a good night. Go Bills.